first on this big day. Let's open this up. Just now joining us, reactions coming in before that.
इस मामले का हल कर लें। अगर से मामले को दोनों धर्मगुरु बैठ जाए, हिंदू धर्मगुरु और मुस्लिम धर्मगुरु, और वहाँ के बाहर के लोग ना बैठे और वहाँ के लोकल लोग बैठे और लोकल लोग बैठ के इस मसले को अगर से देख लें तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि कोई रास्ते का हल निकल सकता है इसका।
क्या लगता है अभी भी कुछ हो सकता है? अब तो कोर्ट में खैर केस चला गया।
देखिए, अदालत के ऊपर हमें पूरा भरोसा है। मैंने कहा हम हिंदुस्तान की अदलिया के ऊपर ये नहीं कर सकते कि हमें अदलिया पर, अपनी अदालत पर भरोसा नहीं है। हमें पूरा भरोसा है, मगर कौन सी ऐसी चीज़ है? जब मामला बाबरी मस्जिद का सुप्रीम कोर्ट में चल रहा था तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि आप लोग कोर्ट के बाहर बैठ के ये फैसला कर दीजिए, और उन्होंने एक टाइम दिया था। वो बात अलग है, वो फैसला नहीं हो पाया। मगर अगर से फैसला बातचीत से हो जाए, इसलिए कि मंदिर हो, मस्जिद हो, गुरुद्वारा हो, चर्च हो, सनिगाग हो, इमामबाड़ा हो, यहाँ आदमी मन की शांति के लिए जाता है। यहाँ आदमी जाता है अपने दिमाग को सुकून के वास्ते। मगर अगर से ये सब के अंदर सियासत होने लगी तो फिर इंसान कहाँ जाएगा? जब उसका दिल दुखा हुआ होगा, उसका जहन परेशान होगा, उसके पाँव टकमगा रहे होंगे, उसके माथे से पसीना आ रहा होगा, सियासतदान अपना काम करेंगे, वो कहाँ जाएगा वो?
मगर जो फैसला आए आने वाले समय में उसको दोनों पक्षों को मान लेना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल मानना चाहिए। हमने पहले ये बात कह दी कि अदलिया पर हमें पूरा भरोसा है और अदालत के ऊपर हमें भरोसा है, लिहाजा हम अदालत के फैसले को मानने को पूरी तरीके से तैयार हैं।
Maulana Yasub Abbas there of the Shia Personal Law Board. Reactions coming in from the Muslim side also. They are saying we have full faith in the judiciary and we will carry on with the legal battle. Ratan Sharda joining us. Vishnu Jain now joining us on Times Now. Vishnu Jain, thank you for speaking to us.
1993 तक हो रही थी और उसमें हार्ड नहीं हो सकता।
Mr. Jain, you're on Times Now, sir. Your first reaction on what has happened today.
Honorable Court has rejected the application filed by the Masjid Committee under Order 7 Rule 11, and all our arguments have been accepted by the Honorable Court. The Waqf Act 1995 is not applicable. The Honorable Court has ruled on this point in our favor, as well as the prevalence of places of worship act is also not affected in this particular issue. Therefore, this is a big win and big step for leading evidence and in the future courts of action. Also, the aspect that which was agitated by the Masjid Committee, the places of worship act is attracted in that favor, has been negated by the Honorable Court.
Now, how do you see the timeline going forward? Do you think that the court is going to have a fast-track hearing, something on those lines? Because that has been one of the demands of the petitioners.
Yes, we will definitely ask for day-to-day trial and fast-track hearing of this matter issue. The next date is fixed for 22nd of September, and the Masjid Committee has been asked to file their reply in this case. And once their reply is filed, then we will ask for day-to-day hearing and fast-track trial of the matter.
Now, Mr. Jain, let's quickly get to specifics, because on the next hearing, which is on 22nd September, you said and others from the Hindu side have said that the discussion will be on carbon dating, on demanding ASI survey.
Yes, we will definitely pursue our applications which we have filed for carbon dating, ASI survey, as well as the application for appointing another advocate commissioner, which will lead to the fact that beneath this Bazu area there is a huge shibling which is still present, and the arga of the shibling is still to be found. So all those applications will be moved further. And the more significant part of this order is that the commission report which is there on the record of the court, now that cannot be negated and rejected by the Honorable Court, because now that is a part of the record of the court. And there was an endeavor by the Masjid Committee that the commission report can be rejected and should not be read into evidence, so that's not going to happen.
Now, what would you say to all those people who said, look, it is not shivling, fawara hai, fountain hai?
I will say to all those people that kindly wait for some time. The truth will unfold, and we are fighting for justice. The justice will be before everyone. That it's a huge shivling which is existing at the site in question. By no stretch of imagination, it's a mosque. It's a temple which has been converted and given shape of a mosque, and therefore we will get our temple restored.
Now, Mr. Jain, when you came out of the courtroom, you said that Baba ke darshan ke liye ja rahe hain. Are you on your way, or have you reached there? Have you done the darshan?
No, I'm on my way. I'm going to the temple to have darshan of my Aradhana.
Okay, we wish to speak to you again after the darshan. My final question, Mr. Jain, however, is that will this have bearing on the case in Mathura, now that Kashi is done in a sense?
See, it will lead to a set of facts that in future, these kind of applications and these kind of arguments which are raised by the Muslim community, creating a misnomer in the society that places of worship act is a bar for restoration of all these suits. It's a precedent so far as that aspect is concerned. It's also a precedent so far as the aspect of Waqf Act is concerned. And I feel that in the future there will be many more suits which will be filed for restoration of our glorious past and cultural heritage.
It's a precedent-setting verdict, says Vishnu Jain. Vishnu Jain, thank you for speaking to Times Now. Ratan Sharda, Naveen Chomal, Ahmad Ayaz with us. Mr. Sharda, to you first. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm very happy to put it in a single word. And I compliment the brave women who went to the courts for the right to worship. And it's as Vishnu Jain rightly pointed out, it opens up a full avenue for the people who are told that right to worship will stop them from seeking justice. And hundreds of years of atrocities on Hindus were negated, tried to be bottled up in the name of Place of Worship Act. And I see that Muslim leadership has shown the same lack of grace which it showed during the Ram Mandir struggle. Had they been wise, had they been really wanting to have a peaceful, coexisting Hindus, they should have agreed at the time of Ram Temple itself to give up 3 major temples, which was at that time on the table. But they went on fighting in the courts, creating bad blood, creating all sort of unnecessary bitterness. And now, since the laws clearly show, because history is on the side of Hindus, that is very clear. But to keep on negating history and keep on creating bad blood is something that this so-called Muslim leaders have to give up and see to it that the steeping wounds of 1,000 years need to be addressed, and that will be addressed by giving due place to Hindus' feelings and give up their unrightful right to places which according to Islam also doesn't behoove them as a mosque, even otherwise, because they don't belong to Babur, they belong to Bharat. This unnecessary crisis created by the so-called leaders who made them believe they belong to Babur and Aurangzeb, not to Bharat, is at the root of all this problem, and that has to go. And I think this when Shia leader came, he talked about going by the law. You will remember that during Ram Mandir temple, actually this temple belonged to Shia Waqf board, and they were ready to give up the right, but Sunni Waqf board and Sunni people unnecessarily jumped into the fray and stopped the resolution. So they should realize that we have this only land, this is the land where we will have suffered a lot, and we need to overcome that sense of alienation, and our Muslim people should cooperate in that. That's the only way to seek peace in this society.
All right, landmark verdict, the right to pray plea has been admitted from Kashi. Let's go straight to Sabyasachi, who is standing by in Mathura. You have people around you, Sabyasachi.
Well, absolutely. See the landmark verdict, and it will have a direct impact on the Mathura land dispute case which is going on. I have been joined by Mahendra Pratap, who is the petitioner here from the Krishna Janmabhoomi Trust. Sir, एक ऐतिहासिक ऑर्डर आया है, किस तरीके से ये इम्पैक्ट करेगा कृष्ण जन्मभूमि ईदगाह का डिस्प्यूट, और इसके बाद आप लोगों का अगला कदम क्या रहेगा?
देखिए, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको बताया था कि ये केस मेंटेनेबल है, क्योंकि जितनी भी एविडेंसेस हैं, डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस देख लीजिए, सब हिंदू पक्षकारों के पक्ष में हैं। हमने श्री कृष्ण जन्मभूमि मथुरा के केस में सभी एविडेंस कोर्ट में दाखिल किए हैं। हमने जितने भी रजिस्ट्री सेल डीड हुई हैं, सेल डीड दाखिल की हैं। इवन ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने 1815 में जब प्रॉपर्टी को ऑक्शन किया था, उसकी भी सेल डीड दाखिल की है। तो स्थिति बहुत क्लियर है, मथुरा की स्थिति क्लियर है, बनारस की स्थिति क्लियर है, और डॉक्यूमेंट की दृष्टि से देखेंगे तो हिंदू पक्षकार बहुत मजबूत हैं। हमारे पास सब डॉक्यूमेंट मौजूद है, और सिंबल एविडेंस की जो सिंबल बने हुए हैं दीवारों पर, जो एविडेंसेज हैं, ओम हो, चक्र हो, जो भी हैं।
सर, इस ऑर्डर के बाद क्या फ़ायदा होगा?
ऑर्डर के बाद निश्चित रूप से, मैं पहले भी कह चुका हूं इस बात को, कि इससे निश्चित रूप से फायदा होगा। उसकी सर्टिफाइड कॉपी हम लगाएंगे, और हम माननीय न्यायालय से आग्रह करेंगे कि सेम केस में माननीय न्यायालय ने इसको मेंटेनेबल किया है, इसको पोषण त्याग के लिए वैध माना है, तो यहाँ भी वैध माना जाए। और ऑर्डर 7 रूल 11 की जो एप्लीकेशन यहाँ भी लगाई गई है मुस्लिम पक्षकारों के द्वारा, तो उसे रिजेक्ट किया जाए और केस को मेंटेनेबिलिटी लेकर के इसका प्रोसीडिंग शुरू की जाए। क्योंकि ये लोग चाहते हैं कि किसी भी कीमत पर प्रोसीडिंग नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि इनके पास डॉक्यूमेंट तो कोई है नहीं, ना कोई इनके पास एविडेंस है जिस तरह की। तो ये सिर्फ इनके पास एक ही प्रोपोगंडा है कि किसी तरह से केस को नहीं चलने देना चाहते हैं। और केस कैसे नहीं चलेगा कि 7 रूल 11 की एक एप्लीकेशन है, सीपीसी का प्रोविजन है, उसे लेकर के बार बार मथुरा के मामले में, वही काशी के मामले में आए और कहीं भी कोर्ट ने इनको कंसीडर नहीं किया। आज क्लियर हो गई स्थिति, ऐतिहासिक फैसला है। भारतीय इतिहास में एक दिन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है और 450 मंदिर जो तोड़ करके मस्जिद बनाए गए थे, आज उसकी स्थिति बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाएगी। यहाँ से एक धारा साफ निकलेगी। जो
Sabyasachi, now stay with us. We'll keep coming back to you, but let's get a reaction from Ahmed Ayaz. Ahmed Ayaz, you heard Ratan Sharda. What would you say?
Now, it's a preliminary thing regarding maintainability of the application. And of course, the matter of court to see how to go ahead. But why has the Religious Places Act been enacted? That needs to be understood. That with these considerations that these things don't come up in the future, that's why the Act was enacted to see that the position as it existed in 1947, that should continue. There's a ban for conversion of religious places.